Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, live from the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium at Wilby High School in downtown Waterbury. It is senior night between the Wilby Wildcats and the Seymour Wildcats as well, when you consider what this game means for both sides. Senior night representing not so much Seymour, although they have quite a few seniors, 6 seniors in total, but 4 seniors for the Wilby Wildcats. This is a game for these 4 seniors that could potentially be the last game that they play here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. But there's a caveat, however. If Wilby can win tonight and get their 8th win, they will qualify for the state tournament. It's a tough task. We started off the season with 9 seniors. They are down to 4. Taikwe, Desmond Mayo, Angel Gonzalez, and Ronte Williams. 4 seniors remain due to circumstances out of control of certain players, others they had control with. But at the end of the day, there are 4 seniors for the Wilby Wildcats, and they're going to be represented tonight here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. On the left, Alan Piccolo, the head coach for the Wilby Wildcats, done a magnificent performance with this team. They have gone through struggles both on the court and off the court, but you have to give Alan Piccolo a lot of credit. That being said, this game has a lot on the table in terms of what this could really do for this Wildcats team. Like I said, 4 seniors. They start off with 9. If they can qualify for the state tournament, that will really help the progression of these young kids. I've talked about it many times when I've been able to watch the Wildcats. Antoine Black and Calvin Hicks. Those are the components that this Wildcats team needs in order to be able to have the capability of making the progressions in order, not just for this season or if they can qualify for the state tournament, but for the remainder of their careers, because the next wave of Wildcats are coming up. Will they make the progressions? Will they be able to do what is needed in order to have what it takes? Only one way to find out. It starts off tonight here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. My name is Christopher Saunders, or Chris Saunders for short. This is a DET Sports Media production. I'd like to thank Ian, who's on the camera tonight. You can catch DET either on Channel 16 or on the web. We cover Kennedy, Wilby, Crosby, and Career Academy. Currently, both sides are getting their warm-ups. On the left, you have Seymour in their blue with their black jerseys. They'll be playing with the black. And then you have the Wilby Wildcats, green warm-ups, and their jerseys are white with the green stripes on the shoulders. We currently have about 7 minutes, and you can hear the buzzer expiring, and we're about to begin senior night at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium at Wilby High School. And it's only fitting that tonight is not just a battle between a non-conference NVL matchup, but 2 Wildcat teams, the Seymour Wildcats and the Wilby Wildcats. Wilby on the left side, you could see one of the assistant coaches for Wilby handing out the flowers for the 4 seniors that are being represented tonight, as well as a few cheerleaders, senior cheerleaders, who could be potentially doing their last game during this high school basketball season. Now, NVL start tomorrow for the 8 teams that did qualify: Sacred Heart, Holy Cross, Torrington, Career, Crosby, St. Paul, Naugatuck, and Seymour. We'll talk about that a little bit more as the games go on. But the NVL tournament starts off on Saturday tomorrow, Saturday, Monday, Wednesday. Now, this game was supposed to be played on Thursday, but because of Mother Nature, I know the day before on Wednesday it was 70 degrees. It was beautiful. But Thursday, it was a tad bit chilly, dropped about 30 degrees, and that's why the game got pushed because of weather conditions, so that's why it is being played tonight. But nonetheless, we'll get this game going and represent the senior, both cheerleaders and players, who have sacrificed so much in terms of sleep, hours of work on the court, on the cheerleading mat, and they're going to be represented for the final time here tonight. You can see the parents are now with both the players and the cheerleaders. A couple balloons on the right side. It's kind of hard to tell what exactly it says. Looks like a BOK. I could be wrong. I'm sure I'll find out as soon as they start walking, but there are balloons separated throughout the whole group.
Welcome to Senior Night.
Now you can hear the PA welcoming the Wildcats from both Seymour and Wilby, as well as the crowd here tonight.
Please stand and be recognized when I call your name. Jalen Crawford.
Jalen Crawford.
Brandon Ellsworth.
Brandon Ellsworth.
Adam
Adam
Frashino.
Frashino.
Ryan Keogh.
Ryan Keogh. Tyler Strang.
Jared Wiles.
Jared Wiles.
Now, clap it up for the two.
And that was for the senior Wildcats of Seymour, representing on the right side. And now here are the senior cheerleaders for the Wilby Wildcats.
18. That's okay. Captain, we have Kobe Edwards. Come on out.
Kobe Edwards, the first senior cheerleader.
Escorted by her mom, Alicia, sister, Kiana, Carrie Ann, and
Being escorted by both her family and friends. Especially the little one. Couldn't hear if it was her brother or cousin, but nonetheless, definitely something that the whole family will remember. Flower was given by number 21, Kelvin Bruno.
Her aunt Stephanie, her cousins, her best friends, Kevin and Dizan. Next we have Nia Atwood, escorted by her mom, Stacy, her sister Zoe, her grandmother Virginia,
You can see each cheerleader is being called out as the PA announcer is saying who is here to welcome them and represent them as they walk down to receive the flowers from one of the Wilby players.
Next, we have Emily
And then they go to the center part of the court, which they're going to be taking pictures as soon as that gets over with. You can see the next family for the cheerleader has a, I don't know if that's a fat head, but it's a blown out picture of the face of the cheerleader. That's pretty cool, I'm not going to lie to you.
Next, we have Elijah Peters, escorted by her dad.
Following cheerleader escorted with her dad, as well as another family member.
Finally, I would like to introduce the seniors of the basketball players.
And here are the seniors for the basketball Wilby Wildcats.
With their escorts. A 2-year member of the Wilby High School boys team, Angel Gonzalez.
Angel Gonzalez, 2-year starter.
Mother and father, Ezekiel
with his mother and his father both right behind him. Alan Piccolo giving him what looks to be flowers and a frame. Hard to tell exactly what the frame is. I would assume it would be of Angel playing basketball. It is his jersey. And that's nice and sombering to be able to get something like that. Bryante Williams, another one of the Wilby Wildcats, key component for this team all year.
Next, we have a 3-year member, Wilby High School, Taekwe Harding, escorted by Mrs. Piccolo.
Taekwe Harding, escorted by Mrs. Piccolo, the coach's wife. And isn't that nice to see the wife of Alan Piccolo to be able to escort one of his players, although the parents were not able to make it tonight.
Next, we have another 3-year member.
And last but not least, Dazon Mayo, the last senior to be represented for the Wilby Wildcats. Last but not least, Dazon Mayo, one of the hardest working players on the Wilby Wildcats, has a lot of passion, and we'll see that here tonight, potentially his last game here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. Pictures being taken with Alan Piccolo. And now we all stand and rise for the senior Wildcats, cheerleaders, and basketball team. Storied career by everybody around. Something that will not be forgotten by anybody, both cheerleaders and basketball alike. And that's going to conclude the senior night here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. Now, there's about 7 minutes currently on the clock. That's going to be what's left of warm-ups. And we're going to come back with about 2 minutes to go over the pregame for the Seymour Wildcats and the Wilby Wildcats. So when we come back, pregame for this non-NVL matchup, a lot on the line. If Wilby wins, they're in the state tournament. Can they finish the job and end a season that has been very up and down for the Wilby Wildcats? But it's only fitting on their senior night to clinch a state tournament berth. Will it happen? Might as well stay tuned and find out. This is a DET Sports Media production. Chris Saunders on the play-by-play tonight. We'll be right back. Wilby Wildcats, Seymour Wildcats. Tip-off set to begin in about 3 minutes and 42 seconds right here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. Christopher Saunders on the call tonight, Ian on the camera. This is a DET Sports Media production. Now let's break down both sides. It's almost a tale of two teams. You look at the Seymour Wildcats, 6-2 in the Copper Division, second only behind St. Paul, which is 7-1, 12-5 overall. Seymour is 11-8. They come in on a 3-game win streak, allowing 1,300 or 238 points. They're scoring over 335. So when you take that into account, this is a Seymour team that can score, led by Jalen Crawford. Now, if that name sounds familiar, his brother transferred to Bassick, and Bassick is one of the top 10 ranked teams in Connecticut, and it's very likely that both brothers can be in the state well, more so both brothers are in the state tournament. Now, it's going to be hard for them to be able to see each other because of the seeding difference. But with that being said, to have both brothers in the state tournament has to be pleasing for the Crawford family. But looking at the overall for the Seymour team, they are 8th in the NVL. NVL start tomorrow, Saturday, Monday, Wednesday. Now, Seymour is supposed to be facing Sacred Heart. Then you have Holy Cross, Torrington, Career, Crosby, St. Paul, Naugatuck, 2 through 7. But because of the games not being played yesterday because of the weather, 2 through 7 could very easily flip-flop, because you look at from 7 all the way until 4, you have a Seymour, well, actually, pardon me, you have Seymour, which could easily even move up or down depending if Naugatuck loses. But you look at, like I mentioned, from 7 to 2, or 7 to 4, pardon me, you have a Naugatuck to a Career team, which is only separated by 2 wins, but only 1 loss. So if Career loses, they'll have 7 wins. And if Crosby, St. Paul, and Naugatuck can win, that would drop Career all the way down to 7. So there's a lot of implications on tonight's game. And then also, if you look at what they are ranked in terms of Division 4, they are in 17th place. They have a lot to play for, only because they could easily move up past Platte Tech, which is at 14th, and they could move up to the seeding to be able to have a home game. Right now, they're at least 1 game or 1 team behind in order to have a home game. So Seymour does have a lot to play for. But with that being said, I wonder, are they going to be going all out, even with all I just said, because you have the NVL tournament? And because of playing today instead of tomorrow, not having that time off, how much leash and leeway will you give those players, knowing that you have the following game played tomorrow? Something to watch for. Wilby, on the other hand, coached by Alan Piccolo. They've had a turmoil season between on-the-field, off-the-field issues with players, as I mentioned before. Start off with 9 seniors, ended up with only 4. But even through all that, they have 7 wins. They have an opportunity to qualify for the state tournament. They're only 1 game behind. If they win tonight, they qualify for the state tournament. So will that happen? Only one way to find out. Got to stick here right on DET Sports Media and see who will come out the victor between the Wildcats. And the buzzer has expired as warm-ups have ended. And now we're going to be doing the announcements first for Seymour and then for Wilby. PA is currently announcing the CIAC rules on how to act between fans, players, coaches, etc., the respect to have for everybody alike. And just before we do the announcements, I just want to say Tyquay Harding's dad was giving him a little bit of a pep talk. It looked like to be motivational after that. I had a feeling that Tyquay was going to have a hard night in terms of high scoring, and I think that's something that can definitely happen. Maxwell Gale, number 34. Number 13, Ian Sadek. Number 3, Adam Frashino. Number 12, Tyler Strang. Number 1, Jalen Crawford. High scoring, scored 39 points in his previous matchup for Seymour to help them lead to their 3rd consecutive win, a 3-game winning streak. And now your starters for your Wilby Wildcats. Number 0, Antoine Black. Number 10, Angel Gonzalez. Number 20, Ronte Williams. Number 3, Tyquay Harding. Number 5, Dejan Mayo. And those are your starting 5 for the Wilby Wildcats, head coached by Alan Piccolo. Well, let's all rise and pause for the national anthem. Tip-off set to begin at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium at Wilby High School. Christopher Saunders on the call tonight for this non-conference NVL matchup. Seymour will be in the black jerseys with the blue end of the pants being, or the black pants at the end of the pants, so they're going to be blue. And for Wilby, white jerseys with the green on the shoulder as well as on the pants on the sides. Again, the starting five for Seymour: Jalen Crawford, Adam Frashino, Tyler Strang, Ian Sadek, who is the starting quarterback for the Seymour Wildcats team. Saw him play a couple times when I was the sports producer for 1320 AM WATR. And then number 34, Maxwell Gale. And for Wilby, Gonzalez, Tyquay Harding, Ronte Williams, Dazan Mayo, and Antoine Black. In the middle, Gale and Gonzalez. We'll let tip-off begin at 7:04 here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. Quickly over Seymour. Quick shot for three. Misses, rebounded by Gale. Ball seems to be tipped and then regained possession by Crawford. Crawford gives it to Gale underneath. Spins once. Right hand, nice touch. Unsuccessful, but Gale's able to get his own rebound. Tries to spin a couple times through the traffic. Now able to, and they continue to fight by both teams. And who comes up with it? That is Wilby. Dazan Mayo to Williams, back over to Tyquay. 7:25 here in the first. Ronte Williams moving the ball, passing back and forth between Tyquay and Ronte. Puts it up, and he's going to be fouled. Foul up was on number 3, Adam Frashino, his first, team's first. Ronte, a right-handed shooter, makes his first. Ronte, one of 4 seniors for this Wildcats team. Start off with 9. Ended up with only 4. Second shot is missed, tipped up in the air. Seymour has it. Wilby strikes first, 1-0. Still early here in the first. Sadek kicks it over to Strang. Back over to Frashino. Now looks to be a foul on Dazan Mayo, as Frashino gave Mayo a little bit of a shove, kind of on the shoulder. Forces Wilby to be on the team foul for their first. Strang inbounding, trying to find somebody open. Hit the hand of Ronte Williams, almost kept that alive. Aaron pass by Seymour. They're lucky that didn't cost them. Crawford trying to find somebody open. Guarded quickly though by 2 Wildcats. Finds Sadek, pardon me. Strang loses the ball. There's a fight for it. And Antoine Black is able to strip it away. The sophomore goes up. Right hand finger roll. Misses as it just went out. Long pass over to Jalen Crawford and then retreats with both Williams, Gonzalez, and Mayo on him. It's going to leave a couple Seymour players open. And then Strang retreats to the center, pushes Crawford with his left hand, telling him to move up. And then Dazan Mayo's on Crawford. Who's going to win the battle? Crawford kicks over underneath the Sadek, or actually Frashino, and then he's fouled. And that's going to put Frashino at the free throw line for 2 shots. You can see the plan of attack early for Seymour, diving into the paint and forcing this Wildcats team to have to commit one way or another. 6:13 left in the first period. First shot is good. Second shot just gets out. Both teams not up at 1. 6-10, and both missing free throws on their second opportunity. Tyquay to Ronte. Fakes it, hand in the air by Gale for Seymour. You can see Seymour playing more of a zone, allowing some passing lanes for Wilby. Will they capitalize on that? Ronte decides to take it himself. Nice move by the senior. 3-1, 5:48 left in the first period. You can see the assignment for Wilby is to put Dazan Mayo on Crawford at all times. Crawford kicks underneath to Sadek. Back over to Strang. Long pass underneath to Frashino. He goes in hard, gets his own rebound. Second opportunity blocked by Gonzalez. And the seniors for Wilby really doing work early in this first period. Blocked by Sadek. Taikwe tried to go up with the right hand, but the quarterback for Seymour, now basketball player, blocks the move against Taikwe. Ball will be possession towards Wilby. Ronte going to the left. Aaron passed to Gonzalez. It seemed like Gonzalez wasn't thinking or was thinking one step ahead. Instead of seeing the ball come to him and then making a move, he made a move before the ball was even there. That's what forced the turnover. 5:11 left here in the first, 3-1. Wilby's up against Seymour. Now it looks to be a foul. It's on Crawford. And Dazan Mayo is getting in the head of Crawford early in this game. That's the X factor. If they can go force Crawford out of this game early, or at least mess up with his mind a tad, he's their best player. And that could bode well for the Wildcats. And Taikwe steps out of bounds as Crawford picks up what his Aaron did on the foul earlier in the game, or maybe 10 seconds ago, not even. Capitalizes and allows Taikwe to step out of bounds. Seymour has the ball back. Heads up play by the senior. Straying to Sadek. Puts up the three. Rebounded by Taikwe. Long pass over to Dazan Mayo. Tries to spin move, can't find anybody. Then gives it over to Taikwe. Taikwe wanted the foul, doesn't get it. A possession arrow going to Wilby. Antoine Black, Taikwe on the corner, fakes it. Under to Black underneath, left hand off the glass, rims in and out. And after all that, Seymour has it. 4:23 left in the first. Strang to Frashino, who drives in. He is fouled. And it looks to be on the shot, so he'll be at the charity stripe for 2 shots. Wilby's 13th foul. Seymour only has 2. First shot is good. Looks to be Antoine Black is coming out of this game for Wilby. Second shot is good. We're all not up at 3. 4:18 left in the first. Seymour putting on the press for a second and then retreating. Ronte trying to drive it underneath the basket with a little bit of help from the glass. Helps Wilby to a 5-3 lead. 4 minutes left in the first. Crawford and Dazan Mayo, actually. Crawford puts up a long 3. Unsuccessful, and then off the hand of Maxwell Gale. Going back to Wilby. We're through 5 minutes in the first period, and we've scored only 8 points total here in the first. Anticipate a little bit more of a high-scoring game when you look at the average points between Taikwe, Ronte Williams, Gonzalez, and then Crawford, who put up 39 in Seymour's previous game. But still early. Maybe some of the players are trying to get a little bit of the rust off, not playing yesterday because of the weather. Gonzalez loses the handle, trying to find somewhere to go. Left-hand floater doesn't, gets his own rebound, and finds over to Taikwe for 3. Rebounded by Seymour. 3:16 left in the first. 5-3, Wilby's up against Seymour. Strang pushing Crawford away. Frashino underneath, loses the handle. That was number 33, Jarrett Wiles, who's in this game for the Seymour Wildcats. Ronte putting up a low percentage shot, but Gonzalez helps the Wildcats pick up the garbage, 7-3. Early lead by the Wildcats. And you can see the head coach for Seymour is discussing to his Wildcats team, getting away a little bit from looked like earlier with about 6:55, they were driving into the paint and then they started taking low percentage shots. I wonder if maybe this is a smart timeout by Seymour, allowing them to regroup and then come back up, draw a couple plays, and maybe, just maybe, change the momentum, which is now shifted towards Wilby. Now both teams, one team is already in the state tournament. That is the Seymour Wildcats, currently in 17th with a win. They could move up depending on what happens with Griswold, Creed, and Platt Tech. They could easily move up to 14th, and if they do that, they will get a home game. Wilby, if they win, they're in for Division II. 2:49 left in the first. Seymour has the ball currently. Passing it around back and forth. Drayden Crawford had it for a second. Taikwe strips it away. And uncontested is Taikwe, 9-3. He's having a heck of a game early in this first period. 5 points for Taikwe. Sadik over to Strang, puts up the 3. Wiles was able to come up with the rebound. Then Ronte tried to strip it away from Strang. Possession arrow going back to Seymour. It looks like this Wildcats team is really trying to be able to force this Seymour team to commit turnovers early, and they are not anticipating the steal. And the Zebras are going to call a foul against Wilby, their 4th. Number 14, Kevin Bruno, in this game for Wilby. Subbing in for Gonzalez. Strang, over to Frashino, puts up a 3. Again, Seymour not successful from the three-point line. Taikwe tries to make a quick pass over to Ronte on the right side. Hits the hand of the Seymour Wildcats off the hand of number 12, Strang. And it's going to go back to Wilby. Dezon Mayo's coming out. Coming in is number 11, Alex Gonzalez. He also a starting quarterback for the Wilby Wildcats. So you have 2 starting quarterbacks in this game. Sadik for Seymour, Gonzalez for Wilby. Gonzalez, one of the 3-point specialists for this Wildcats team. And on cue, he puts up a shot, airballs it, and Seymour has an opportunity to cut down this deficit. 1:44 left in the first period. Crawford's been quiet. He's put up a couple shots, but has been cold. Strang all by himself for 3. 0 for 5 is Seymour. Strang gets his own rebound. Puts up the right-hand finger roll. Wiles comes up with it and picks up the garbage, 9-5. 1:26 left in the first. Second and third chance opportunities. Wilby has to capitalize and not allow Seymour to get those chances. That's where Bruno, Taikwe, and even Gonzalez to some aspect come into play. 14 fouls for Wilby, 2 for Seymour. Crawford, fast break, counter for the and 1. A sophomore mistake by Gonzalez is Seymour's capitalization. 9-7 with a chance to make this a 9-8 score and only be down by 1 with 1:08 left here in the first. Back in this game is Antoine Black coming out. It's number 14, Bruno. Free throw was made. First 3 points by Crawford in this game is 9-8. Wilby's only up by 1. Ronte to Black. Kicks it underneath to Williams underneath. Blocked. Ball's in the air, but somehow Wilby's able to get it back. And Taikwe retreats back to almost center court to reset. Seymour playing in a zone. Passing lane's wide open for Wilby. But as soon as the ball is passed, there's at least 2 to 3 Wildcats able to guard it. 37 seconds left and counting. 9-8. 5 team fouls for Wilby. 2 for Seymour. Aaron pass by Seymour. Was Wilby going to capitalize? Taikwe goes up hard and gets it. 11-8. Long pass over to Frashino. That's a hard foul to take. That's going to put Wilby at 16 fouls. And they're going to say that Frashino was going up for the shot. And that's going to put him at the charity stripe. Seymour coming in an 11-8 record. Wilby at a 7-12. Free throw is missed. Subbing out is Tyquay Harding. Second free throw was good. 20.8 seconds left, 11-9. Wilby's up by 2, trying to find someone. They do. Ronte, he's got to cross half court. He does. Gonzalez, who's back in, makes a couple of nice moves. And the senior helping this Wildcats team. 13-9, 10 seconds. Strang, the long 3. Bang! Shot that all the way from Seymour and makes it. 2 seconds, 1 second, long errant pass. And the clock is going to expire at the end of 1. Wilby's up by 1. Both teams have a lot on the line. This is going to be a good one here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. Chris Saunders on the call, Ian on camera. We'll be right back to bring you second period action right here on DET Sports Media. Back here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium, Chris Saunders on the call, Ian on the camera. Exciting matchup between the Wilby Wildcats and the Seymour Wildcats. Wilby's up by 1. Both teams playing for something on the line. If Seymour can win this game, they could potentially move up in the state tournament. Wilby is trying to qualify for the state tournament. One team will have to win. One team's got to lose. We can't question the heart on both sides. Currently, Wilby's up by 1, 13-12, 7:40 left here in the second period. Crawford, who has been cold, although does have 3 points, scored at the end of the first period. Refs are calling the shot off. Travel by number 1, Crawford. Possession arrow going back to Wilby. Antoine Black now bringing it up. I would say one of the stars for this Wildcats team, as well as Calvin Hicks, although he is not here tonight. Ronte Williams. Seymour giving him a lot of space. As I mentioned before, playing a lot more zone, but as soon as the ball is caught between half court, then there's at least a couple of Seymour players on them. Antoine goes up. Deflected off the rim, going right back to Seymour. And Strang is dribbling around, kicks underneath. 3 by Seymour. Hits off the end of the basket. But then number 33, Wiles, is able to pick up the easy garbage. Also in this game is Brandon Ellsworth for Seymour. Ronte kicks it over to Dezon Mayo. And back over to Ronte. Long errant pass. Turnover Wilby. Coming back in is Kelvin Bruno and Tyquay Harding. Inbounding the ball was Ellsworth. Strang is bringing it up. Ball looked to be rightly thrown to Wilby. One of the players fell. Long 3 by Tyquay. Rebounded by Seymour. 6:05 left here in the second period. 14-13. 16 fouls for Wilby, 2 for Seymour. You can see the game plan by Wilby force Crawford into some heavy coverage. Air ball shot Alan Piccolo wanted a foul call on Crawford, doesn't get it. Regardless, Wilby's able to have the ball. Dezon Mayo to Gonzalez. Just gets in and out, and the refs are allowing both teams to play, at least so far in this second period. 5:31 in the second. Low-scoring affair at the Reg O'Brien Gymnasium. Crawford running around left and right. Bruno on Wiles. Kicks underneath back over to Crawford. Spin move. Right hand. Pretty. 16-13. 5:14 left here in the second period. And Crawford, little by little, you could see the confidence starting to come back. He was struggling in the first, but he ended the first period with 3 points, a 2 and an N1. So maybe that's what Crawford needed to wake up. Taikwe, contested shot, rebounded by Gale. 4:51 left here in the second. Crawford for a long three. Bang! And Jalen Crawford has woken up. That's a good sign for Seymour. 19-13. 4:38 in the second. And that's going to be a full timeout by Wilby. And Seymour will go as far as Jalen Crawford goes. They are successful when he has the ball in his hand and he's putting up points, because then that forces, at least you could tell, two Wilby players, or two players if you're playing another team, on him. And that allows the other players, Francino, Sadik, Gale, whoever it is, an opportunity to be able to be open. Then they have to put up their shots. If they're not making them, then it makes more of a one-on-one, because then you'd rather have Crawford beat you, or you'd much rather have one of the other players beat you. And if they're not making the shots, then double-teaming Crawford is working. I'll be curious to see what adjustment Wilby will make, only because Crawford is starting to heat up. The pressure early on Crawford was getting to him. But now he's made the proper adjustment to that. How is Wilby going to capitalize? We'll find out. Back on the floor for Seymour. Crawford, Sadik, Gale, Strang, and for Shino. And for Wilby, it's going to be Bruno, Dezon Mayo, Gonzalez, Ronte Williams, and Taikwe. Taikwe back over to Ronte. Back at center court. Dezon Mayo on the left side of the court now. Gets to now the center. Gonzalez puts up the three on the left side. Tries to attempt for his own rebound. He does. And now Wilby has numbers. Tipped away, though, by Sadik. And now Crawford's all by himself. Long pass over to Bruno. Hard foul, but that's going to put him at 7. And Crawford will be at the charity stripe for 2 shots. And with Sadik and Gale past half court, just in case. First shot is good. .406 left here in the second. Bruno's coming out. Antoine Black is coming in. Second shot misses. Now Gonzalez kicks it over to Ronte Williams. He's going to take it himself. And the senior late at team, Taikwe and Ronte, carrying this Wilby Wildcats, hopefully, to a state berth. 20-15, 3:50 left here in the second. Strang to Crawford, all by himself. And he cannot miss from the 3. This kid is on fire. 23-15. Wilby was up at one point, and now committing the turnovers left and right. Another hard foul by Black, and that's going to put Crawford again at the charity stripe. Errant passes by Wilby. I can only imagine the points off turnovers, what that could be for Wilby, and Seymour is capitalizing on them. First free throw is good. 18 fouls for Wilby, 2 for Seymour. Have not fouled in over 6 minutes. Second free throw is good. 3:29, 25-15, 10-point lead for Seymour. Williams for 3. Ball's in the air. Crawford just has it. Tried to make a pass over to one of the Seymour Wildcat teammates. But right on call, Tykeway was able to intercept that ball, put it up with the right, and then as he was doing that, he was fouled, forcing Tykeway now at the free throw line. Gave a little bit of the broadcast jinx. First free throw is missed. Deion Perkins is in this game for Seymour. Out of this game is number 12, Tyler Strang. Second free throw is missed. That's a costly 2 misses by Wilby. Trying to get back in this game slowly but surely. Perkins to Crawford, thought about it. Back underneath the Perkins again. Then he drives in. They're going to say he took 1 too many steps. With 3:01 left here in the second. Wilby doing as much as they can to continue to fight back, currently down by 10. Tykeway to Ronte. Tykeway again on the right side of the court, passing back and forth with Seymour. With Seymour really putting on a lot of pressure early in this game. And then pass was intercepted by Sadik, using a little bit of his quarterback moves, allowing Crawford to put up the 3. He misses it, rebounded by Gale. And the size of Seymour, and Gale showing emotion after that, up by 12. Ronte counted for the and 1. If this Wilby team is going to want to win this game, now down by 10, can cut it down to 9. They're going to need all the senior-laden help as possible. And it looked to be Ronte landed on that right elbow. Either his elbow or his wrist. Either way, it's his right side, his shooting side. Yeah, it looks to be his wrist. We wonder if that's going to affect his free throw shooting. Might have affected that. 2:15 left here in the second, 27-17, 10-point lead by Seymour. Ellsworth back in this game, as well as Strang. Ronte tried to strip it away. And now Seymour has numbers going in. Francesco was able to put it up for the second chance. And Frashino. Wilby's downfall has been the second chance opportunities Seymour is capitalizing. Antoine Black, nice spin move. Left hand off the glass. 10-point lead again by Seymour. 1:37 left here in the second. Playing more of a man-to-man by Wilby. If you're the Wildcats, you have to continue on putting on pressure. 1:21 left here in the second. Black with the reach in. But it looked to be Seymour that committed the foul. And it's going right back to the Wildcats from Waterbury. Gonzalez is back in this game for the second time. He was subbed out. He was in early in the first period. Ronte kicks underneath to Gonzalez for 3. Hits off the outside part of the rim. 0 for 2 is Gonzalez from the three-point line. 1:10 left here in the second. Missed the 3 earlier. It was an air ball in the first. And then misses his second 3. Frashino, another 3. Rebounded by Gale, but then slapped away by Tykeway. The senior, what is he going to do on his senior night? Makes a nice move. 29-21. And it looked like Ronte was trying to force Crawford to commit a foul. Doesn't. But regardless, and that's going to be a charging foul against Wilby. And Gonzalez is going to be coming back in this game, as well as Dazan Mayo. Out is Gonzalez as well as Tyquay. Ronte Williams tried to be able to strip it away from Crawford, but then gave it over to number 3 for Shino. But on that play, he missed the opportunity. Tyquay was able to drive in, and then on that cue, Seymour was able to pick up the charging foul. Excellent play by Seymour. 27 seconds and counting. Crawford spinning around. Count it. And the and one opportunity is killing this Wilby team, giving them a chance to be able to shoot, or on top of making a shot, shoot another free throw. 31-21, back to a 10-point lead. Free throw is made. 22 seconds. Ronte seems to be his right wrist is hurting him a tad, but at least on that possession seemed to be okay. Doesn't look to be favoring that at all as he shot that as he was able to shoot the shot from the free throw line and both clapped his hand at the same time. Seems to be okay. First free throw is good. Bruno subbing in. Antoine Black subbing out. Second shot rims in and out. 32-22. 10-point lead by Seymour. Crawford has it. It's been hot this whole second period. Pressure's on. Stripped away by Wilby. But Wilby's lucky they're able to keep possession of that ball. Seymour was able to hit it out, but there wasn't anybody near the foul line to be able to keep it in bounds. Coming out was Ellsworth. Coming back in is Wiles for the last 4.5 seconds. Try to get the big guys to not allow Wilby an opportunity to at least cut down this deficit. Long air and pass over to Crawford. Misplay by the sophomore. Puts up a three. And at the end of the first half, 32-22, Wilby is lucky that this deficit is not increased by more, only because of the amount of points off turnovers. I'm going to find out how much that is going into halftime. If Wilby's going to want to get back in this game, the turnovers have to be cut down. Otherwise, as you can tell right now, Alan Piccolo talking to his young sophomore, Alex Gonzalez, getting the opportunities to play at this varsity level. Everybody on this Wildcats team is going to have to step up. Will they? That's a question we'll find out in the second half. DET Sports Media Production, Chris Saunders on the call tonight, Ian on the camera. We'll be right back to bring you second half action between the Wilby Wildcats and the Seymour Wildcats. Both teams have a lot on the line. Seymour, with this win, will potentially move up in Division 4 and potentially in the NVL tournament, depending on what happens. And for Wilby, if they qualify, they're in the state tournament. We'll be right back. Back here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium, Chris Saunders on the call, Ian on the camera tonight, DET Sports Media Production. You can catch us either on channel 16 on Frontier or on the web. We covered Kennedy, Wilby, Crosby, and Career. This game in particular, final game of the regular season, right before the NVL tournament, which starts off tomorrow. It runs Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday, Wednesday being the championship. And then after that, March 5th and 6th, starts the state tournament. Seymour is in both the NVL and in the state tournament. Currently, Seymour is 17th. They have a chance to be able to move up both in the state tournament and in the NVLs. Wilby, on the other hand, they are fighting just to qualify for the state tournament. They were not able to get enough wins to be able to get into, have the opportunity to be in the NVL tournament. But if they can get to 8 wins, they will be in the state tournament. Right now, that's looking bleak at the moment because of a 32-22 deficit they are currently down by. Biggest thing for Wilby is second chance opportunities. They can't allow this Seymour team to out-rebound them on the defense or defensive side for Wilby. But because of the shortened bench for the Wildcats, it makes it that much harder, so players are going to have to step up. And these four seniors, both Ronte Williams, Angel Gonzalez, Dazan Mayo, Tyquay Harding, I can almost guarantee you they do not want to have tonight be their final game. They want to play as long as possible. Will that happen? They have 2 quarters to answer that. And right before we begin the third period, starting for Seymour, Strang, Sadik, Gale, Crawford, and number 3 for Shino. And for Wilby, Ronte Williams, Black, Dazan Mayo, Tyquay, and Gonzalez. We'll let the third period action begin. Aaron pass, costly turnover by Seymour. Will be capitalized. And there's going to be a jump ball, possession arrow going towards Wilby. But a heads-up play by the Seymour. Jalen Crawford able to at least hold on to the ball and not commit a foul. Then stripped away by Crawford. Easy move by the senior, 34-22. Back up to a 12-point lead by Seymour. Black over to Tyquay. Kind of bats it over like a volleyball. Back over to Antoine Black again on the center part of the court. Tries to make a pass over to Ronte on the left side. Back over to Tyquay at the center to reset. Ronte again on the left. Bang! That's what will be needed, 25-34. 7:17 left here in the third. Strang taking it slowly up about past half court. Crawford, who had a sluggish first period, second in the beginning of the third, he's been on fire. 6:58 left here in the third period. Long three by Tyquay, misses it, rebounded by Gale. And Strang now crosses half court, back over to Crawford. Goes in, fouled, and he'll be at the charity stripe for 2 shots. You could hear Alan Piccolo explaining the contention of the shot nonetheless. Try to make it on both sides, but regardless of that, the Zebras have the final say. First shot by Crawford is good. And 2 for 2 is Crawford. 36-25. Ronte, the senior, tries to make a pass, but stripped away is by Dazan Mayo. Black makes a nice move. Foul call was not committed. Or foul call was not by the Zebras calling. But Black's, after all that, is able to come up with it. And Wilby's going to be fouled. First team foul by Seymour. Both teams now 1 team foul apiece. Ball was on both sides. First shot is good. 10-point lead. It shifted between as high as 12 and as low as 8. Second free throw misses, rebounded by Seymour. 6:25 in the third period. Crawford, Strang, long pass over. Ronte Williams comes up with it. Makes a long lateral pass over to Dazan Mayo. Makes a nice move, spin uncontested by himself. And another senior for Wilby. As I mentioned before, these seniors have to carry this Wilby team if they want to qualify for the state tournament. And Gale tried to make a move underneath the basket, and as he was moving, It seemed to be the ball hit one of the Wilby players' foots, one of the right foot of a Wilby player, forcing Seymour to keep the ball. Sadik kicks it back over to Strang and then Crawford, then Strang again to reset. Playing patty cake back and forth. Gonzalez slaps it away and steals it is Ronte Williams. Then Taikwe to Black at the right. Back over to Dazan Mayo. 5:39 left here in the third period. Dazan Mayo goes up with the right hand off the glass. And for the second chance opportunity, 4 consecutive points by Dazan Mayo, number 5, the senior. 6-point lead. Seymour. All by himself is Frashino. Crawford's going to drive in hard, and he's rewarded with 2 points. First time seeing Crawford for Seymour this year. He's been impressive, seeing what he had to deal with in the first period, and then being able to get the positive progressions needed, or the positivity, has really helped him throughout this game. Crawford dribbling all the way around, trying to find somebody. And then stripped away by Dazan Mayo. He's on fire in this third period. And foul committed by Jalen Crawford. Seymour's second team foul. And subbing out is Adam Frashino. Coming back in is number 10, Brandon Ellsworth. Black finds Ronte. Thought about shooting a 3, but smartly did not. Decides to drive in instead. Gets his own rebound and tries to dribble once, but then stripped away by Seymour. There's a scuffle for the ball. Who's going to get it? Jump ball. Possession arrow going towards Seymour. .433 left here in the third period. 30-38. Seymour's up by 8. Sadik inbounding. Seymour trying to fight to be able to increase their win total in the NVL tournament and their seeding in states. If they can improve by one, get over one team, they will have a home game. Seymour ball movement continuing by the Wildcats. Find somebody open. Do they capitalize? They don't. Rebounded by Antoine Black. Taikwe Harding, the senior, goes in, right hand off the glass. And they're going to say, as Gonzalez was rebounding the ball, he stepped out of bounds, going back to Seymour. And Wilby better turn around their heads because Seymour is moving up quickly. Sadik on the left side, the quarterback for Seymour. He's only a junior. No-look pass over to Ellsworth. Unable to get it. Wildcats have it. Taikwe. Right hand, nice move. Shots are not, both shots and floaters are not going in for the Wilby Wildcats tonight so far in this third period. Still 30-38, 3:31 left in the third. And it was off Wilby as Ellsworth smartly was able to slap at it, and it hit one of, it looked to be Taikwe's body. I don't know what body part exactly, but it hit Taikwe, and that's what forced the turnover, or forced the possession to stay at Seymour. Dazan Mayo's subbing out of this game. 3:24 and counting left in this third. 3 by Crawford. Taikwe comes up with it. And then Ellsworth slipped on that. Wilby has to capitalize. They had numbers for a second. Black carries it, unable to get it. Gonzalez had it for a second, but right into the hands of Ronte. Misses it. Gonzalez goes up. And that's what Wilby needs. They have to fight in the paint. Down by 6. This Wildcats team is fighting tooth and nail just to be able to get back and at least tie this game. Adam Frashino back in this game. Errant pass stripped away by Wilby. And the refs are going to say it's going to stay towards Wilby. Dazan Mayo coming in. Subbing out is Gonzalez. Ronte to Black. Black all by himself. Just gets in. And the sophomore has cut the deficit down to 3. 38-35. Missed defensive play by Seymour, leaving Black wide open. Seymour, ball distribution perfectly set. Offensive key was right for Seymour. 40-35. Antoine Black back over to Tykeway on the left side of the court. And now moving towards the center, shifting to the right side. Playing ball, more so patty cake, between Antoine Black and Ronte. And some of the fans want a 3-second violation by Wilby. Refs are not calling it. Crawford's able to strip away from Black. And Crawford makes a nice move to evade Ronte Williams. 42-35. 1:43 left here in the third. Ronte Williams to Tykeway. Goes in hard and counted for the and one. Before this game, Tykeway Harding was talking to his father, and I don't know what exactly they were talking about, but I can almost guarantee you it was, hey, son, this is your last game. Leave everything on the court. Tykeway is. Free throw is good. Pure. 42-38. 1:33 left in the third period. Strang puts up a long three. Rims in and out, rebounded by Crawford. And this kid cannot be stopped for the Wildcats. Holy cow. 1:13 left here in the third. 44-38. Tykeway to Dazan Mayo. Back over to Ronte. Tykeway again. You can hear the fans wanting a 3-second violation, are not going to get it. 53 seconds left and counting. Ronte to Tykeway. Dribbles once, decides to drive in, kicks it out. And then gets the ball right back on the left side of the court. Ronte tries to drive in himself, but then loses the ball, stripped away by Sadik. He's going to go in, left hand off the glass. Misses it, rebounded by Dazan Mayo. 30 seconds and counting. Dazan to Black. Misses the layup, but then stripped away by Tykeway. Who's going to come up with it? It's Seymour. And Strong has it by himself. To Sadik, to Frashino. Hesitates, puts it up, and gets it. And counted for the and one. Wow. Everything happening at once between Seymour and Wilby. And the emotion by the Seymour crowd tells you that was a nice play. (46-38). 3 team fouls for Seymour, 2 for Wilby. Free throw is missed. Sadik comes up with it. And then Sadik, and that's going to be a technical foul on Sadik. Costly mistake by the junior, giving a little bit of a shove to Tykeway. And that was not smart by any means, because now you give Wilby an opportunity to shoot a couple free throws and they get the ball back. Foul was on Seymour. Sadik gave him a shove. And that's what forced Tykeway to shoot a couple shots. First shot by Tykeway. Misses. Tykeway taking a breath, practicing a couple imaginary free throws. This is big. Misses again. Wilby's able to retain and keep the ball. But those are 2 costly misses by Wilby. And Ronte Williams pointing the Tykeway to his head, saying you got to be smart. Senior to senior. Gonzalez back in for Wilby. 9 seconds. 8 and counting. Tyquay. Back over to Gonzalez. Tyquay again on the left or on the right side. 1 second. Clock is ticking. Puts it up. And way off the mark. And at the end of 3, 46-38. Wilby is down against Seymour. 1 quarter away from either Wilby ending their season or continuing it in the state tournament. We'll be right back to bring you fourth period action right here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. Fourth period, potentially the last quarter for the seniors of Wilby of their high school basketball careers. Down 46-38. They need to win this game in order to qualify for the state tournament and continue their playing career for at least one more game. Wilby has the ball. Fourth period action begins. Tyquay on the right side. Gets to the center part of the court, then shifts to the other. Back over to Gonzalez. One bounce pass to Ronte. Dribbles once. Goes up, blocked by the rim. Comes up with the rebound is Gale for Seymour. Strang back over to Gale at the free throw line. Kicks it back over to Strang. Then Sadik. No look pass over to Crawford. Puts up a 3. Misses it. Rebounded by Gonzalez. And then Ronte's going to take it up. 7:25 left in the fourth. Tyquay puts up a 3. Stuffed by the rim itself. And now Seymour's going to have it, and now they're going to slowly bring it up the court. No rush, currently up 46-38. Do not want to allow Wilby to be able to carry that or show their athleticism because they could very easily get back in this game quickly. Gale stuffed, or it's not stuffed, pardon me, guarded by 2 Wilby players. Forced the turnover. Gonzalez has it. Gives it back over to Ronte. Tyquay. Dazan Mayo makes a couple moves. Puts up the floater. And misses it. Rebounded by Seymour. 6:37. Gale to Crawford. Back over to Sadik again, who committed a technical foul. Did not cost Seymour, however, as Seymour gets the 2 points. Because Tyquay missed both free throws. They were able to retain the ball, but missed both free throws. Back to a 10-point lead Seymour has over Wilby. Dazan Mayo back over to Tyquay again. Clock is ticking. Ronte hesitates once. Smart heads-up play by the Seymour. Waiting for the Wildcats to commit and then putting up the shot. Smart heads-up play by Ronte Williams. Now 8-point lead by Seymour. 6:06 left here in the fourth period. And now Alan Piccolo with 6:06 left here in the fourth. Really, I almost want to say, has to be real with his team right now. There's about 6 minutes left of this ball game. For you seniors, this is the final time potentially that you're going to play on this court, because the state tournament it's going to be a halt unless there's a lot of upsets if we qualify. This will be our final game. How do you want to end it? How do you want to finish your final games in high school? Tyquay, Ronte especially. Ronte's had a heck of a game. He's done as much as he can for Wilby. But Antoine Black, Gonzalez, the sophomores, everybody has to chip in. This is going to be a team effort. You have a small bench. You have a lot of JV players because of some of the original varsity players missing due to off-the-court issues. So this is going to take a team effort in order to win this game. Seymour has the ball, trying to get it past half court. They do. Jalen Crawford off the foot of Ronte, but just able to retain the ball. Crawford makes a move past Gonzalez. 10-footer, gets out, stripped away It looked to be off of Wilby, or no, it was off of Seymour, but Crawford was able to hit it out of Gonzalez's hand, try to keep it alive, but it was off his hand. Possession arrow going to Wilby. Dezon Mayo inbounding, gives it to Tykeway. 5:45 left here in the fourth. 8-point lead by Seymour. Dezon Mayo, no look pass over to Gonzalez. Tries to make a move. Goes in right hand off the glass, left hand off the glass, doesn't get it. Contested shot by Seymour. 5:31. Ronte tried to get it out of Seymour's hands, doesn't. Crawford to Sadik for three. Bang! 51-40, 11-point lead. And the clock is ticking in order for Wilby to be able to do something. Ronte's able to keep it alive. Gonzalez wasn't looking, loses the ball. Seymour has numbers. Crawford goes in. Dezon Mayo wanted a foul call, doesn't get it. 53-40. Tykeway looked to be fouled on that play by Seymour. Head coach for Seymour is not happy with that, but regardless, the Zebras have the final say. Tykeway inbounding. Gives it over to Black. No look pass to Gonzalez underneath. And look at the ball distribution between Black and Gonzalez. Wilby needs more of that, currently down by 11. 13-point leads cut to 11. Gale at the top, guarded by Gonzalez. Looks to be a timeout by Seymour. 4:32 left here in the fourth period. 5 team fouls for Seymour, only 2 for Wilby. And they set themselves up, Wilby, if they are down by a certain amount, at least depending on how many fouls they have when there's about 2 minutes left, the 1-and-1 opportunities are going to be key on who they foul and when they foul. But it's a tad too early to worry about that right now. But with that being said, as the clock ticks more and more, Wilby's percentage of being able to come back, it decreases. So they have to at least do something, get a couple steals, turnovers, however they may be, and they have to capitalize. They cannot allow Seymour to score off their turnovers and in transition. Inbounding is Strang, gives it over to Gale. Gale makes a nice move, spins. Nice move by the big man. 55-42. Ronte crosses half court. Trying to find someone to pass it to. Gives it over to Black. Back over to Ronte. Gonzalez again. 4:14 left here in the fourth. Gives it to Black, or to Dezon Mayo, actually. Tipped out the hands of a Seymour player right to Tykeway. Gonzalez, left hand. Just gets in. 55-44. 11-point lead. It keeps shifting back and forth between 13-11, 13-11. Crawford almost bumped into his own player and lost the ball. Was able to regain possession. And that's a Seymour turnover. Can Wilby capitalize? Ronte goes in. And you cannot question the heart of Ronte Williams. 55-46. Having a game to remember as a senior. And commits a reach-in foul. Wilby's third foul, so it doesn't hurt them in that instance. Alan Piccolo having his Wildcats box out. Almost a man-on-man situation. Left Crawford wide open. But looked to be by design. Crawford's going to take it himself. Move into the center part of the court. Driving all by himself, uncontested. Way too easy for Crawford. I don't know how he was able to slither his way through that easily. Ronte puts it up, doesn't get it. Foul call on Seymour, and that'll be 2 shots. Put up the fadeaway shot from the free throw line and was fouled. 16 fouls for Seymour. 10-point lead. Ronte carrying this team. Free throw is good. Lead is back down to 9. Wilby doing everything they can to fight back. Refs saying it's off the hand of Tyquay, and Alan Piccolo wants to be able to plead his case that maybe it was off of Seymour. 3:13 left in the fourth period. Chris Saunders on the call, Ian on the camera. DET Sports Media Production. Non-conference NVL matchup between Seymour and Wilby. Crawford to Strang. Sadik, nice move, finds himself open, puts up a 3. Fadeaway doesn't get it, rebounded by Wilby. And they have numbers. Black is going to take it himself. And the lead is cut down to 7. 2:45 left here in the fourth. Strang to Crawford, guarded by Dazan Mayo. Crawford is going to take it by himself again. Just gets in and out, and it seemed to be tipped off of Seymour, and it's going to go back to the Wildcats. As it looked to be Gonzalez as he went to touch the ball, as it was off the hands of 33, Jarrett Wiles. Tried to keep it alive, then Tyquay was able to dive in at the last second, didn't able to retain it for Wilby. 2 people on Crawford trying to force a turnover, just able to get it. That's Black, the sophomore. He's going to take it himself, unable to get it. Costly miss by Seymour, or costly miss by the Wildcats of Wilby. And that's going to be a foul on Wilby. But Black missed an opportunity on a layup on the other side of the court. And then Seymour tried to capitalize. They were fouled underneath the basket. Now they're at the charity stripe for 2 shots. Free throw is good. If you're Wilby, that's a miss you cannot have. In a game this close, it can shift the momentum. Currently leads up by 8. And it's going to stay 8, at least for this time, with Gonzalez getting the rebound. 2:12 left in the fourth. Tyquay blocked away by Sadik. Ronte wanted a foul call, so did Tyquay. Didn't get it. And Wiles is all by himself underneath the basket, decides to retreat on the right side and get away. Foul call on Ronte. That's going to put Wilby at 5 team fouls. Sadik inbound, and Crawford guarded by Dazan Mayo. Long pass over to Frashino. And then Strang on the right side. 1:49 left here in the fourth. Crawford to Sadik. Just dribbling back and forth. There isn't a shot clock in high school, so they have as much time as they need as long as they're moving. Off the foot of Tyquay, staying to Seymour. Sadik back over to Wiles on the left side. On the other end of the basket, Crawford's going to drive in. Out of bounds again, staying towards Seymour. Sadik inbounding again. 127, 8-point lead Seymour has over Wilby. And all by himself was Frashino, and that was easy peasy for the senior. Tyquay to Black, back over to Ronte. He continues to have a game. Ronte Williams currently lead is down again to 8 for Seymour, but Wilby has to find a way. And it looks like after that, Gonzalez, I don't know if somebody said something to him after that, but he kind of turned around. He's trying to motivate his Wildcats right now to be able to come back. fighting for a state berth. They win and they're in. 16 fouls for Seymour, 5 for Wilby. If Seymour can win this game, they could potentially move up a couple spots in Division 4 to be able to put themselves ahead of Griswold, Creed, and Platte Tech. Now, Platte Tech had East Haven. Creed had Old Saybrook, which had 13 wins. Griswold, season is over, actually. So there's potential that Seymour can move up. I don't know if it's going to be a guarantee. I know Creed has a game against Old Saybrook, and if they lose and Seymour wins, I could see them moving up a couple spots to allow them to have a home game. But we won't know officially until after tonight. Now, the NVL tournament starts here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium starting tomorrow at 11 between Sacred Heart and whoever is the number 8 seed. Foul. Don't know if that was a foul or a timeout. It's kind of hard to tell. Timeout. It was a timeout. Now 1:02 left in the fourth period. And now the strategy side sets in for both teams, Wilby and Seymour. This is where the chess match starts to begin. When to foul, who to foul, and knowing how many timeouts you have left. Because if you don't have any timeouts, if, let's say, Wilby is able to cut down this deficit down to one possession per se, and they want to draw up a play, if they use all their timeouts now, that's going to eliminate that, and then you're going to have to force the players that you have to be able to draw up a play in their head and try to be able to set up a final shot. And Seymour is in the same situation. Although they're up, so at least their worry of having to draw up plays isn't as bad. It's more so just making sure they play defense and not allow Wilby an opportunity for an and one, etc. (60-52), 16 fouls for Seymour, 5 for Wilby. Gonzalez way behind, past half court, guarding number 33, Jarrett Wiles, for Seymour. Errant pass by Seymour, and it's going to come back to Wilby. That's exactly what the Wildcats needed, at least from the Waterbury side alone. Gonzalez trying to find somebody. He does. He finds the other Gonzalez. Now Ronte has had a heck of a game. He's got to carry this team. He's fouled, and he'll be at the charity stripe. 55.9. And looked to be Ronte might have been poked in the eye. He's been beaten up tonight in this game. Landed hard on his wrist in the third period, and then it looked to be poked in the eye in the fourth. First free throw. Just gets out. Hits the outside part of the rim, bounces right back. Free throws, you have to make those in a game this close. They might not look as bad early in the game, but when the game is over with and you see how much you lost by or even won by, you can see what free throws really mean to in a game. Second free throw was missed. Gonzalez, Wilby's able to retain the ball. 50 seconds and counting. Ronte to Gonzalez underneath. Makes a move. Blocked. Fouled by Gale. And Wilby now has another opportunity to shoot free throws. Will they make it? That's a whole nother story. Antoine Black and Gonzalez, the two sophomores, playing behind. First free throw was good by Gonzalez for Wilby, just in case if a second free throw was missed. And then Strang decides to retreat and go to the other side of the court. Free throw is good. 60-54. 6-point lead. 2 threes if you're counting back at home. Will need. Gonzalez subbed out. Stripped away. Stolen. Wilby has it. Antoine Black, 40 seconds. Ronte's calling for it. puts up a three. Bang! And Wilby's down by 3. 60-57. This game is far from over. "34 seconds left and counting. This Wilby team has continued to fight this whole game. They know what's on the line. They win, they're in states. They lose, they go home. It's the last time these seniors play. 34 seconds left. Ronte, a senior, makes a 3. Tyquay stepped up the first couple quarters. He needs to be able to continue that. Dazan Mayo, same thing. This is going to take a team effort the final 34 seconds. Ronte can't do it by himself.
Let's go, Wilby! Let's go, Wilby! Let's go, Wilby!
34.3 seconds left. Wilby's had a chance to be able to get turnovers against Seymour. They have to be able to get it this time. They don't. Fouled hard. And that's going to put Seymour at the charity stripe. Now this is where Seymour, or Wilby, is hoping that Seymour can at least miss a couple free throws. Or, no, actually, pardon me, not a couple. If they can get, they're going to foul one more time, and then there's going to be a 1-and-1 opportunity. If Seymour misses that 1-and-1, Wilby will have a chance to be able to tie this ball game up. Anticipate another foul right here. And they're saying it's going to stay towards Seymour. And Gonzalez is trying to plead his case, and so is Piccolo, that it was off the hands of number 3 for Shino, as he landed hard at the center part of the court at the press box. At the scoring table, actually, if you want to be technical. Seymour still has the ball. Crawford has it. Dazan Mayo's got to commit the foul. That's going to be 7. And that will put Seymour now at the charity stripe for a 1-and-1. And Crawford has been perfect from the free throw line tonight. Not the right guy to foul if you're in this situation. Free throw is good as Crawford has ice in his veins. The senior also for Seymour, Crawford, knows what is on the line for what this win can do for Seymour in so many areas. Second shot. Misses, and the lead is only 4. Ronte to Gonzalez. Puts up a 3. Gonzalez gets the second chance opportunity. Gonzalez to Gonzalez. 61-59. They got to foul Crawford quick. He's not going to get past half court. They're going to say that's a foul. And Tycho is trying to plead his case. That was a jump ball, but the ref is going to say that that was a foul call, and that's going to put Crawford at the free throw line for a 1-and-1. You got to question the shot by Gonzalez, number 11 for Wilby. Could have had an opportunity to set his feet instead of shooting it as he was fading away. But again, he's a sophomore, he's young. He will learn from this. But Wilby needs something now. First shot is good. 62-59. Back to a 3-point lead for Seymour. Crawford gets it. 63-59. Timeout by Seymour. And a game that has been back and forth since the first period. The lead was up as much as 13 and as close as what you see right now, a 4-point lead. 14.4 seconds left. I would anticipate Wilby to either make a quick 2, foul again, force a 1-and-1, but hope that Crawford doesn't get the ball in order so then that way at least the 1-and-1 opportunity might favor them. Or make a 3, then foul quickly and hope that Seymour misses a shot or misses the 1-and-1 opportunity, or even if they make both, then you have to make a 3 back. There's a lot of scenarios that could happen with this. In best case scenario, Wilby is able to make a 3 and they're fouled, and that will put them at the free throw line for a possible 4-point play. We have not seen that. We've seen many 3-point play opportunities, but we have not seen a 4-point play yet. But wouldn't it be fitting if we were able to see that in this game?
Wilby!
63-59, Seymour over Wilby. 14.4 seconds left. Both teams with 18 fouls apiece. Antoine Black inbounding. 14.4 seconds left of the seniors' careers. Will they end tonight or will they extend another night? Clock is ticking. Ronte decides to drive in himself. Contested and blocked by Seymour. And possession arrows going back to Seymour again. Denzon Mayo is going to sub back in for Gonzalez. And now Wilby's going to hope they can foul quickly. Who's going to come up with the ball? Stripped away. That's going to be Seymour. And that's going to put Crawford now at the charity stripe for a 1-and-1. And with 3.9 seconds left, it's not looking very good for the Wildcats. Tyquay Harding with his head down. Same thing with Gonzalez and Ronte. First shot just gets in. And with that shot, it all but does it here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. And Wilby's going to lose a heartbreaker. Shot misses. 3, 2, final shot, misses. And the ball game is over. And on senior night, Wilby loses a hard one against Seymour. Final score, 64-59. With this loss, it ends Wilby's season. Their final record will be 7-13. And for Wilby, it was a hard season left and right, a lot of ups and downs. As I stated before in the pregame, 9 seniors started the season. They ended up with 4. But nonetheless, to the seniors, Tyquay Harding, Dezon Mayo, Angel Gonzalez, Ronte Williams, I wish them the best of luck for their careers going forward, both in college, if they decide to go to college, if they play basketball at the next level, and for the rest of their high school career, and enjoy the rest of their senior year. They left everything on the court. Especially Ronte Williams. I think I know in a loss, he's the MVP of the game. He did as much as he could to be able to carry this team to the best case, at least for a victory. But for Seymour, this improves their record to now 12-8. I'm curious to see how that's going to affect their states and or NVL. But nonetheless, they carry that momentum towards tomorrow when they play in the NVL tournament. First game is at 11. The NVL tournament runs Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday. So for myself, Chris Saunders, for Ian on the camera tonight, this was a DET Sports Media production. You can catch us on the web on YouTube if you type in DET Sports Media, We cover Kennedy, Wilby, Crosby, and Career, or on Frontier on Channel 16. And if this is my final game, because I don't know if I will be asked to do the state tournament games, I know I'm not doing the NVL, and if I'm not asked to do the state tournament games, this is my final game. I just want to thank everyone for DET Sports Media. I want to thank Ian, as well as everyone else on the camera who it was a heck of a job by everybody this season. And for the guy who put this all together, David Edward Thuralt. For people back home who don't know, he does a fine job with the product that he does. He expects nothing but the best, and I shouldn't say perfection, but he expects people to try their hardest and do their best. And everybody who works for DET Sports Media does that, and it all starts with the guy up top, David Edward Thuralt. So I'd like to thank him for giving me this opportunity to work again for high school basketball. And hopefully I'll be back again here next year, and you'll be able to hear my voice. So again, Wilby loses on senior night. Their season ends. Seymour's continues tomorrow here at the NVL tournament. Final score, Seymour wins over Wilby. So Chris Saunders, for Ian, and for everyone here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium, so long from Wilby High School, and we'll catch you again right here on DET Sports Media.